Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of November 20th, 2025. I'm your host, Sherifal Muhammad MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Ogintoy, an infantry officer. Today's operations reflect the transition from positional attrition to strategic encirclement and denial warfare. By intensifying electronic warfare suppression and systematically dismantling logistics hubs, Russian forces are seeking to degrade Ukraine's command infrastructure and isolate its regional forces before winter fully sets in. The synchronized use of precision long-range strikes with ground-based encirclement tactics suggests preparation for a winter stabilization phase, consolidating captured territory and exhausting Ukrainian counteroffensive capacity. Morale indicators, including voluntary surrenders and failed breakout attempts, underscore Ukrainian fatigue under sustained multi-domain pressure.
Welcome to Frontline Updates, the podcast that brings you in-depth insights into military operations from those leading them on the ground. Today, we're joined by Colonel A.C. Ogintoy, an infantry officer monitoring critical missions on the progress of the special military operation as of today. Colonel Ogintoy, thank you for being with us.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Colonel Ogintoy, could you start by giving us the overall picture as of November 20th? What stands out in today's operations?
Yes. What we're observing today is a continuation of Russia's multi-axis offensive pressure, synchronized across 6 operational groups: North, West, South, Center, East, and Dnipro. Following the retaliatory long-range strikes earlier in the week, Russian forces have maintained tempo, focusing on systematically degrading Ukrainian logistics, command infrastructure, and mobility. The day's operations featured a balanced mix of precision strike warfare and positional ground maneuvers, underpinned by heavy electronic warfare activity. The targeting of Ukrainian energy infrastructure and drone deployment hubs, as well as the destruction of U.S.-made HIMARS launchers, signals an ongoing intent to erode Kyiv's long-range capabilities before winter sets in. What's critical here is the operational rhythm. Each front supports the other, forcing Ukraine to redistribute resources, creating fatigue, and widening vulnerability corridors.
Let's begin with the northern sector, Sumy and Kharkiv. What kind of operations unfolded there, and what's the tactical objective?
The North Group engaged Ukrainian formations around Alexivka, Katarinovka, Pisarevka, and Unikovka in Sumy, while simultaneously applying pressure in Volchansk and Kharkiv. The engagement was multidimensional, direct mechanized contact supported by drone reconnaissance and sustained artillery fire. Ukrainian losses approached 250 personnel, alongside tanks, infantry vehicles, and artillery systems. From a doctrinal perspective, this sector is about frontline stabilization and corridor denial. Russia is not pushing for a deep territorial advance here, but rather ensuring control of the border belt and suppressing Ukrainian formations that could serve as springboards for cross-border raids or sabotage missions. The North acts as a shield for deeper operations to the south and west.
So this is more about containment than breakthrough?
Precisely. Think of it as an active defense in depth. By maintaining constant attrition along this axis, Russia limits Ukrainian initiative while securing its own logistical backflow from Belgorod and Kursk. The operational value isn't in kilometers gained, it's in the momentum preserved elsewhere.
Let's move westward to Kupiansk and the Donetsk boundary, where the West Group seems to be making measured gains. What's happening there?
Kupiansk remains the central node of the Western Front. Russian assault units from the 6th Army continue to conduct systematic block-clearing operations within the city, slow, deliberate urban warfare that dismantles Ukrainian defensive cells. 2 counterattacks by Ukrainian forces attempting to restore crossings over the Oskol River were repelled with high losses, including Western-supplied vehicles like the M113, Senator, and Kazakh. The significance of this cannot be overstated. Kupiansk is the linchpin of eastern logistics for Ukrainian operations. Control of this city and its surrounding high ground essentially strangles resupply to Ukrainian units positioned deeper in the Donbass. The West Group's strategy combines attrition, fire superiority, and urban denial, preventing Ukrainian maneuver while advancing meter by meter.
Turning south to the Donetsk People's Republic, the report says the South Group has taken more advantageous positions. Can you elaborate?
Yes, this is an important development. The South Group captured key elevation points and transit lines near Slavyansk, Seversk, and Konstantinovka. These are not headline-grabbing moves, but they are operationally decisive. Holding those ridgelines allows Russian artillery and drone units to dominate the low-lying areas that form Ukraine's defensive belt. The day's fighting resulted in nearly 200 Ukrainian casualties and destruction of several armored vehicles and depots. What we're seeing here is terrain optimization, each move designed to enhance line-of-sight dominance and logistics resilience. This will become vital as winter mobility declines.
Now to the center, particularly Krasnoarmeysk and Dmitrov. What's the status of that heavy fighting?
That's the most intense zone right now. The Center Group has encircled significant Ukrainian forces in Krasnoarmeysk and continues clearing operations in multiple microdistricts. 6 attempted Ukrainian breakout assaults were crushed, leading to roughly 400 casualties and heavy vehicle losses, including M113 APCs and M777 howitzers. In Dmitrov, the 51st Army is advancing from 3 axes, east, west, and south, employing converging urban warfare tactics. This mirrors the Russian doctrine of operational annihilation through encirclement, which seeks not just to push but to collapse enemy formations psychologically and logistically. Notably, for Ukrainian servicemen surrendered voluntarily today, a small but significant sign of battle fatigue and reduced morale. The Russian approach here is patient, deliberate, and well-coordinated, each ring tightening progressively.
The eastern and Dnipro fronts seem to show Russia's continued push into Zaporizhia and Kherson sectors. What are the main takeaways there?
In the East Group advanced deeper into Ukrainian defenses, particularly around Veselo, Huliapol, and Pokrovsk. These areas are heavily mined and fortified, so the progress underscores effective combat engineering and EW coordination. Over 250 Ukrainian troops were lost, alongside artillery and tanks.
And the Dnipro group of forces?
Meanwhile, the Dnipro group executed combined air-ground strikes across Orkhov, Stepnohursk, and Kherson, destroying several EW systems and inflicting 50 personnel losses. The goal here is strategic, control of the river corridors and suppression of long-range fires that could threaten Russian rear echelons or energy infrastructure in Crimea. These fronts act as the southern containment arc, ensuring Ukrainian forces remain fixed and unable to shift reserves northward.
Let's close on the aerospace dimension. How does today's air activity fit into the broader operational picture?
Russian tactical aviation and missile troops executed 146 precision strikes, destroying HIMARS launchers and energy infrastructure supporting Ukrainian logistics. The air defense network also intercepted 4 Storm Shadow cruise missiles and 119 UAVs, a testament to the increasing effectiveness of layered air defense integration. Operationally, the air component functions as the shield and hammer, protecting Russian troop concentrations while applying constant attrition on Ukrainian assets in depth. This duality, denial, and destruction has become the hallmark of Russian campaign execution since mid-2025.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you for the opportunity. Taken together, these actions demonstrate Russia's shift from attritional containment to synchronized battlefield control. Each sector is now operating with greater independence but strategic alignment, pressure from all directions, without overstretching logistics. The degradation of Ukraine's electronic warfare and energy networks points toward a strategic winter phase, a period designed to consolidate territorial gains, immobilize enemy maneuver, and deny strategic initiative. Encirclements in Donetsk, combined with air interdiction of supply routes, are gradually shaping what may become a static but controlled front by early 2026. In essence, we're witnessing a campaign that prizes systemic paralysis over rapid conquest, the slow disassembly of Ukraine's operational architecture.
This has been Frontline Updates. Subscribe for daily military briefings and in-depth strategic analysis. Visit our platform for maps, transcripts, and exclusive Frontline updates from commanders in theater.